Good morning guys, welcome to the video. My name's Derek, also known as Tap Peddler, and I'm renovating my derelict barn to be a business warehouse for my online retail business. Today I'm building up this section of the wall. I've got all the stone here and I've got some more dotted about my land. It's quite a daunting prospect this is, because I've took it down because it was basically falling down, and now it needs to be built up. And until I've done the first course, it's all just, I've got it down to the base foundation stones that are basically in the earth. Also laid some concrete around as well for extra stability. And until I do the actual first course, I'm a little bit anxious about the whole job, but hopefully I'll get it done. Don't know whether it will be one day, it'll probably be a few days, I'm not sure. It's going to be beautiful weather today though, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I thought I'd get up early. It's probably about 6:30 now because I've had a coffee. And I thought I'll crack on, get it done, and make a good start on it. Because I've got the 3-metre lintel to go across, and I need to get this roof back on as soon as possible. So yeah, that's today's job. Hopefully you find it interesting. I'm using lime mortar. I've bought Hordex, which comes from France. It's a NHL 5 mix, and I've got a big bulk bag of sand, and it's 1:3 mix, 1:3 ratio. So 1 Hordex to 3 standard builder's sand. That's what I've used in the walls and the rest of my house. It's different to what I used in the corner over there, but I was happy with it. Not so pleased about the colour. The colour's a lot more whiter than the rest of the house, but it doesn't really matter for the barn. I'm not too worried about that. But the main thing was the cost, because that was a ready mixed mix up, and basically you just added water to it. It's very expensive to do, so I'm hoping with the bulk bag of sand it'll be a lot cheaper. And I know that this stuff's good, it's the right colour I want, and it's a locally sourced item as well. I mean, it comes from France, but I actually buy it from a local shop. So if I need another packet, I can just nip round there and get it. So I bought 3 packets. Hopefully that will do this job. Probably don't need to use that much, but I really want to make it really strong, so I want to fill all the infill with lots of mortar. Yeah, so let's crack on. So before I started the work on the wall, I thought I'd remove the old door and window that was on the other side of that double doors, because that's going to be my main door. I had a bit of help that morning, so we just pulled that down when the help was here. Small update. This is how it's looking. As I've said before, I'm not the best at block work and stone work, but I'm happy to give it a go. It all still needs pointing up. I've got to keep this sort of level, but this wall runs out a little bit, so I've got to tie it in but also keep it level, so that's a bit of a challenge. It doesn't matter too much about this side because there's obviously going to be beams here and plasterboard, so I'm not too worried about this. It is a little bit out than it would have been really, but it has to match the bottom of here, so it does come out a little bit at the bottom, but I can bring that back in as I build it up now, I think. But that doesn't really matter. I'm limited to the size of the stones, and I'd rather it be nice and strong rather than looking brilliant, because the lintel's obviously going to be resting on it. So my main priority is this side looking as good as I can get it. Not too worried about everything else, because all this is going to be framed out and plasterboarded, so you won't see it anyway. And you know, look what I'm joining it to, so it doesn't really matter, as long as it's straight and it is nice and strong. Making a bit of progress here. Quite reasonably pleased with it anyway. It's not perfect. It is coming out a little bit here, and this actually is going in. That's probably no bad thing actually. It's all going to be framed out, so you won't see any of this anyway. I've laid out these, so I've got a bit of a plan on how I'm going to put the next course of rocks in, and then I'm filling the inside with basically rubble. It's coming along. I think I'm about halfway. Bring it across here. Also tying it in here best I can as well. Obviously it's a straight join, but it's a nice thick wall, so I'm tying it in with these little straps everywhere I can and mortaring it to it. I think that'll be fine. Remember, once the top wall plate is on, that's going to tie it all in, and then I'm going to have the frame as well. So yeah, progress is being made. I'm just busy mixing up the next load of lime mortar. Right, we're on day 2 now. You can see that's the wall. Where I got to is pretty much halfway. Reasonably pleased with it as well, the way it's turned out. It's going to be beautiful sunshine today, so as you can see, it's lovely here. So it's quite early in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock now. But I'll update you as I go along. But I'm hoping majority of today, as long as I get a good run at doing this, then I'll be able to get it more or less built and then finish it off tomorrow. Yeah, today's just a continuation. Basically finished the day, filled this all in, so it's all tied in now, nice and solid. And yeah, it's got to continue it. Running out of blocks really, so I'm going to have to visit my block reserve. Get a few, they all need cleaning up. I got a few of these last night. Been there a few years, so they need cleaning up, shaping a bit, and I'll get some more later on as and when I do it. I'm going to try and make use of as much of this as I can. Should be fine though. Quite pleased with it. So it's the end of day 2 building this wall. Let me show you what I've managed to do. So now it's up to this height. So it leaves me with about 25 centimetres to go before the lintel can go on, roughly. And I've levelled this off a little bit, just so I can end the day with a nice solid base. And basically I've got 2 big slabs to go on here, which should bring it up to roughly the right height. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that. It's taken a while to do, but it's coming along. Okay, it's the next day now, about to start work. It's going to be a lovely day today by the looks of things, so hopefully get quite a lot done. Got these 2 big stones here. These are actually used to be an old lintel in the house. I basically chopped that in half, and that will go nicely over the top of the wall here. Hopefully get a decent base then for bedding in the concrete lintel, and that will sit up there the same way as the old wooden one did. Should work quite well, I think. Once that's done, I can then mortar round it, build up the wall again further up, and then finish off the top here. So this is all nice, because this is all a bit crumbly and stuff. That will need sorting. As you can see here, got the concrete lintel underneath, but I've also got this wooden one. The windows have all got this, and they're all rotten and need replacing. And basically they've got stone on top of the wood, and it's just caved in. You can see that's caving in there, where it's rotted at the end. So yeah, I'm going to replace that, get all that nicely sorted. Okay, that's those two on there. So basically that's at the correct level now. So the lintel can go on top of there, and then I can just rebuild all of this up. Round here, I'm going to repoint all of this. It needs raking out and repointing. I want to do that before I put the lintel on. It's a little bit of the wall repointed. I'm sort of doing it gradually, so I've scraped it all out. As you can see, some of it's still scraped out down there, and I'm starting to repoint it. So that's it all repointed. I'm going to do this area as well, but what I wanted to do is get all this sort of solid first, because I don't want the wall was in a bit of a poor state really, so I wanted to make sure that it survived. And there's quite a few smaller rocks that's crumbled out, so I've got to refill those and stuff, and fill all that with new mortar. I've got to get rid of all this concrete down here as well. Not much I can do about these bricks here, unfortunately, but I am going to have wood cladding along the sides when I trim out the door frame, so I should hide all of that. So I'm quite pleased with that. There was a lot of concrete render on it, and it hasn't done the stone any good. If you ever look at these here, this is just the concrete render, and it's not good because it's destroying the stone underneath. So all of this will have to be scraped off. I mean, most of it's crumbling off. I don't know when it was done, but as you can see, it's damaging the stone underneath. It's so much nicer behind the stone. Don't know why they did it. Maybe it's something from back in the day over a trend, or whether they just, because it's an easy way of repointing it, is just to sort of slap a load of concrete all over it. I don't know, but it's not the way I'm doing it, and it's not the correct way to do it. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the repointing here, and then I can get the lintel on once I get some help to lift it up. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So that's the wall pointed up. I haven't done the very bottom yet. I might do, not sure. But that's a lot better. So yeah, I can put the lintel over now. Okay, that's the lintel in place, and as you can see, it is pretty much dead on straight, which is good. So it took some lifting up, very heavy. I meant to record it, but it was too much of a hassle because we were lifting it, but we got it on the ladders, stepped it up a little bit, and then just lifted it on. Okay, that's the wall finished. See the top of the wall there. Quite pleased with that. Okay, so that's the top of the wall covered over, just for the rain that's imminent. Looks like it's going to rain. And then I'm basically back to how I was last weekend. I've lost a week basically. And I'm back to building the rafters next week. Although, what I'm hoping to do is get the wall plate on there on both sides, which obviously is easier with no roof fitted. And the actual frame of the door is actually going to be not freestanding, but it's going to not be, well, very lightly attached to the wall. I want it attached to the frame behind, and it will go over the top of this lintel, tie it into the top of the wall plate, and then I can bring it down and maybe just couple of screws along. So I don't really want the doors hanging off the edge of the wall. I don't think that's a good idea, especially when these walls are quite well, one of them's quite old, one of them's brand new, but sandstone walls, that's not a good idea, I don't think. So yeah, that's my plan basically with that. So yeah, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get the roof sorted. I'm going to have to deal with the other wall as well. I'm going to clear that and get a nice level wall plate all the way along there. It should be okay. But there is some repair work to be done on that wall, as you can see in that corner. Basically repoint it. I'm not going to repoint the whole of the wall on the inside, because obviously that's going to have plasterboard. But I'm going to go through it and check for any real areas where it needs doing. Obviously you've got the corner here that needs heavily repointed. But that's for another day. So yeah, I'm pleased with this wall being done and the new lintel in place. That gets me back on track for the roof. So yeah, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next instalment. Bye for now.